What is new, my Mystic crew? Today we are at locals and this is round 1. We're up against Mark. He is playing Dragon Link. We're on new deck today playing Endymion, and we start off with a spell Power Grasp, searching for any Endymion monster. And if I have a card on the field which I can put a spell counter on, I can put a spell counter on it. However, as you can tell, I don't have any. So that searches for my servant. I activate Terraforming to put a spell counter on my servant, and I have a look through the deck. I could have my Secret Villager spellcasters, but opt for the Citadel, just because I don't currently control any spellcasters, so I don't want to lock myself out using spell cards. Activate Citadel, upping servant to 2, and then put Reflection in the scale, upping servant to 3. That was my mistake. I should have put Reflection first and then Citadel, because then Reflection would have got the spell counter. Now I remove 3 spell counters off servant, 2 spec itself, and Endymion. Well, it's any monster with 1,000 or more attack which I can put a spell counter on. And again, I mess up. This is my first time ever touching this deck. I'm supposed to put a spell counter on each of them on summon. Again, that is my mistake. At this point as well, I should have also activated Servant's other ability of discarding a card to put a spell counter on Reflection, just to get the intake of spell counters going. But I link them off into Crowley and reveal my 3 spellbook cards. Little Blue Boy searches for any spellbook card, Spellbook of Secret searches for any spellbook card, and Spellbook of Knowledge tributes a spellcaster monster for a +2. So no matter which one he picked, I was going to get to the Spellbook of Knowledge. So he just gives me the Spellbook of Knowledge because he knows that, and it saves me going through extra spell counters. But now my Citadel has 2, Reflection has 1, and I tribute Crowley for a +2. The +2 was awful. As you can see on my hand, I have Secret Villager Spellcaster, 2 Ash Blossoms, and another Reflection. That's it. I can't do nothing. I set an Ash and I pass. Because, yes, I could activate Reflection's ability to special summon itself and a monster from my hand, which I can put a spell count on. However, Reflection does state you can only special summon Reflection of Endymion once per turn. So therefore, I wouldn't be able to do that because I'd be special summoning it twice. I could be wrong though. That could be like that copy of it, because a lot of these are like soft once per turns. So maybe that's something I need to look into. But anyway, so my opponent's activated Chaos Space. I ash that. He's then activated Star Liege, which has then gone through. He now activates the Lubellion, I believe, in hand to search for the Magnumut. Yep, there we go. He already has Soronir in hand as well, which he activates in a moment, I believe. I think he goes Soronir first. Yeah, he looks through my grave. I've got Crowley in there, which is a dark type. So he banishes my Crowley for Soronir. And there's Soronir. So then he activates Lubellion, getting rid of the Soronir to spec back the Lubellion. He sends Branded Regain to the grave and activates his Branded Beast. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what Branded Beast does. Maybe it's something I need to look into for future reference. But then he links off his Star Liege into Striker Dragon effect to add the Boot Sector launch, and then from there, I believe he thinks about it, but then he puts them down. I think he special summons the Magnumut first. Yeah, he special summons Magnumut, banishing the rocket. Magnumut effect to add a dragon in the end phase. Then he links off the Magnumut and the Striker Dragon into Dragoonity Knight Romulus to add the Dragon Ravine. Or any Dragoonity spell or trap, but he's playing Dragon Link, not Dragoonity, so he adds the Dragon Ravine. The Dragon Ravine, I believe he activates here. So I can't actually remember the series of play that he does from here, but he banishes that Spec the Light Dragon. When he links the Light Dragon off into Pisty, activate the Light Dragon then to search the Dark Dragon. Specs the Dark Dragon, I believe. He links off here into Nightmare Unicorn. He's tempted to spin a card here. He's having a little think about it. Decides to go ahead and spins, discarding another boot sector launch to spin my Citadel back into the deck, which, you know, is fine, is what it is. Then from there he activates Dragon Ravine. He special summons back the rocket. I'm assuming that's the Pistes effect. He specs the Silver Rocket Dragon. From there he links off into 4, which is going into the Bow End Dragon. Now, Bow End Dragon is a scary card. He specs back the rocket, links them off into the Bioloid Savage, equips the Unicorn, so then that is 4100, and then activates the Dark Dragons, Banishing the Light to spec the Dark Dragon. He has a think about what he wants to do here. Oh, do apologise about that. I've got all notifications turned off, yet that somehow popped through. He's just explaining what Bow End Dragon does. I'll be honest with you, I can't remember, but it's not really important. We don't really do much more. So he gets a draw from banishing the Chaos Space, and then from here he moves to battle phase. So he's having to think about what he wants to attack with first. He decides in the end just to swing with the lower monster 8, which is 18, which clashes. So then we did get him to waste 1 attack. He then swings, and then Bowl Savage swings for 4100. So we're down to 3900 life points already. And as we know from last turn, our hand is absolutely trash. So we need to draw a miracle on our turn. But it's during the end phase, well, he gets the Branded Brigade back, and then during the end phase, the Magnuma activates to get, he searches one of the other Bestials. So, and again here, a spell card's just been activated, so I should have got another spell counter, but I didn't activate it for whatever weird reason. From here, I normal summon Blue Boy. I activate Blue Boy's effect search. I'm just trying to bait out some negates, but he knows I've already used the knowledge, so there's not really much else I could do. But also, I wanted a spellcaster on the field so I could activate Secret Village without locking myself into spells. He summoned back the Rocket Tracer. Honestly, I can't remember how. A whole lot of things go on here, which I'll be honest with you, I don't always remember. My dog is going crazy in the garden, so I do apologise. So, yeah, so, as I said, I think my opponent negated the effect, and then it allowed him to special summon or something. Honestly, I can't remember. I'm having a look through my extra deck. There's nothing I can do. I know this. He knows this. Yeah, so we scoop it up. We take it to game 2. Now, in game 2, we decide to go first, obviously, because, you know, why wouldn't we? So I'm just going to cut here until we start game 2. Okay, so we're back. We sided in 3 Sage to Floors, and we sided out 1 Ash, 1 Magister of Endymion, and 1 Magical Abductor. I start off by activating Servant and then activate the 8 scale. Then I start Goblins, and our Servant's on 2 counters and Magister's on 1. Then activate my Magical Institution, putting Servant up to 3 and my Magister on 2. This is a far much better start already than last game. You see in my opponent's hand there's not really much he's got. So from here I activate Servant's effect to discard to remove 3 spell counters off him. But my opponent says, hold on a sec, he's having a little think, and yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's always important for your opponent to have a look. He's just taking a swig of drink instead. I then thought, you know what, let's take this opportunity then, and I Pendulum summoned first. Maybe I shouldn't have Pendulum summoned, I don't know. Maybe I should have saved the pendulum summon, but I didn't think I'd have another scale. But anyway, so I went into, got the reflection out using Servant. Again, I should have put a spell counter on them both. I don't know why I keep forgetting that part of the ability, because spell counters are going to be our bread and butter throughout this entire duel, well, entire day. I link them both off into Daybreaker anyway. Daybreaker then gets one counter on summon, and then if a monster is summoned to a zone it points to, he gains another counter. He gains 300 spell counters for each one. Now Magister has 3 spell counters, so now I activate Magister, which specs itself and Reflection. Again, both of which should have got 1 spell counter. Again, don't know why I keep forgetting this, and because I don't have another monster in the pendulum zone, I can destroy Cerberus to search Jackal King, which gets 2 spell counters on Magister. On Mythical Institution, and then destroy the Jackal King to spec out the Cerberus. So now I remove 3. Is it 3 or 2 did I remove? I think I removed 2. I think I searched Blue Boy here because I haven't normal summoned. Bear in mind, everything else on the field should have 2 spell counters because I've activated 2 pendulum monsters which counts as spell cards, and I haven't put a spell counter on anything. But normal summon Blue Boy, which searched for the whatever that card's called, I can't remember. Secret, there we go. And now I put 1 spell counter on them all when they should all be on 2. So, but then Secret activates searching for Spellbook of Knowledge. Spellbook of Knowledge activates now, upping everything by another spell counter, and tribute the Blue Boy to draw 2. So from there I put Endymion into the spell counter, into the pendulum zone, and activate the Spell Power Grasp, which again searches for Endymion monster, and then I can add a spell counter to something which I can put a spell counter on. So this also searches, like I said, so the search is always important. Search for another Servant, and I put Servant in the scale, which now ups everything by another spell counter. So if you were unsure, Endymion is a spell and trap, negate and destroy. Cerberus can banish 4 to can remove 4 spell counters to banish a face-up card, but I overlay the Endymion and Reflection into the Obsolete, and then I link that off into the Slain, which then triggers the Obsolete to spec out the Vortex Dragon. Vortex Dragon is just an once per turn Omni negate by shuffling a face-up pendulum monster from my extra deck back into the deck. Celine can revive monsters from my graveyard, so I revive the Endymion, and there we go, and we pass there. So we have an Omni negate, a Spell and Trap negate, and we can banish a monster, which isn't a quick effect, but yeah, it's always good to have. So we've set up a decent board. This has taken some time. It was quite a long turn, but we set up a board, and this is what I've been wanting this deck to do. I wasn't able to get it to pop off game 1. This board may have been a bit stronger, should have been a bit stronger if I actually remembered all of the spell counters properly, but hey ho, we live and we learn. So my opponent activates Quick Launch. Quick Launch is absolutely fine. So he specs out the Rocket Dragon, then he goes to activate the Chaos Space. Again, I should be adding up the spell counters. So here I negate by bouncing the Mythical Institution. I remember the spell counters this time. So you have to bounce a card with spell counters on in order to negate the spell trap and destroy it. He then banishes the Dragon Levineer to search the to spec the Light Dragon. I activate something. Oh yeah, Activate Magister's effect to special summon out a monster, which I can put spell counters on. So, yeah, not a terrible effect, because now we've got Jackal King. That is a monster effect by giving up 2 spell counters from anywhere on the field. So my opponent goes to activate Cosmic Cyclone. I can't stop Cosmic Cyclone, but I can with Vortex Dragon. So that's what I do. I stop it with Vortex Dragon by shuffling in the 7 of Endymion. But again, you know, spell counters. Why am I not upping my spell counters? Jesus Christ, I need to remember to up my spell counters. But he then links off into Striker Dragon. From there, oh, there we go, I remembered. A little late, but remembered. From there, I negate the Striker Dragon by giving up 2, and then he links him off into the Erratic Seal, so now he has the bounce if required. So from there, so yeah, so here I honestly thought Cerberus was a quick effect, but he's not. So we had to give him a read. Yeah, he's not a quick effect. So yeah, but yeah, we've got a board set up. My opponent has only got his spheres. So all in all, not too shabby, not too shabby. He searches his Black Dragon. There's really not a lot else he can do, I don't think. So look at his deck for him. He has a little rummage through. I think we're taking it to game 3 here. Yeah, so we're taking it to game 3. I will cut back when we're there. Okay, we're back and we have about 5 minutes left on round. So, yeah. And as you can see from my hand, I don't know if you can see it or not, I have massively oversided with this deck. I've sided in Dark Ruler No Mores. I've still got the Sage to Floors in there. I've sided in, I can't remember what else I sided in now off the top of my head, but I sided in about 8 cards total, and as such, you know, my hand has 2 Dark Ruler No Mores in. I massively oversided. I overcorrected. I wanted to try and stop my opponent from being able to go first without taking into the account of, hang on, I need to see my pendulum monsters with the spell card so I can actually start my own engine. And yeah, so this backfires massively on me because I oversided and I got nothing I can do. So he has Chaos Dragon Levier. Because he banished all darks, he can bounce a card back from my hand. So there we go, we bounce a card. I think I will say Ashed a card as well. I think that's why I only had 4 cards in hand that either Ashed or evaded something. And then there's IP. So I draw for turn, and guess what I drew? A Dark Ruler No More. So he shuffled in a Dark Ruler No More, and I drew a Dark Ruler No More. Fantastic. So all I can do is set 1 and pass. That's it. That's all I can do. So that's what I do. My opponent then links off in the Crusader Knight Avarax. I can't stop it. Activate Evenly Matched just to get rid of his back row. But I have to take in 3k damage. Of course, it's our turn. I draw, and again, I've got nothing. So all he's got to do is be able to do 2k damage to me, which he can very clearly do. So that's game, and yeah, that's not doing anything. I overcorrected, but we live and learn. So tune in for the next video. I'll catch you guys then.